Now, last time we kind of understand some kind of interesting stuff. I remember I encountered Matthew just now. Okay, he walked back to the engineering building and said, "I will come, I will come." Yeah, maybe this a lie. Okay, so he just after this lecture he gave me a comment and he said that, oh, that's great. Okay, I know something new. Okay, and the one beside him standing said that, oh, why teaching some such a horrible stuff. Okay, so I know it is horrible. Okay, but it is always keep used by the JavaScript community. The community means that the people who build the library, the people who give example codes, who write codes, write documentation, they all use Coaster because Coaster is always in JavaScript. Okay, and well, based on this code's construction, actually, yeah, I just want to mention your name. Stanley just asked me after yesterday lecture and say, hey, what is the use of this? Right? You asked the question. What is the use of it?
You mean the JavaScript?
Yeah, the JavaScript itself. Actually, I don't know what it is. Okay. Yeah, that guy. Okay, this guy. Okay. So actually, this guy, we give up the use of it. Okay. So what is the meaning of it? Give up the use of it because we have this black cat. It seems to be not very useful, right? It means that we type so many codes and to just produce one object. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense that we type so many codes and put a bracket at the end. We just produce one object. Actually, we should do this slight change and make it useful. Okay. So this is the thing that I just reorganized. Just the same thing here. Okay. We reorganize it and look at it. It seems to be a kind of a function, right? There is a function in the beginning, but at the end of it, without the black cat, okay? I consider this as just like a class, just like a class. What is the meaning of just like a class? Let's take a look at its usage. Usage. All right, so just I will skip all the pop-up first. Wow, why cannot click it? Okay, so actually I can produce such a function and make it anonymous and assign it to a name. I call it a make counter, or you could call it a counter class. Okay, so actually we call this not a class, we call it module design pattern. Okay, so this so-called module design pattern, you can take a look at this book. Okay, this book I have a hard copy. Okay, if you want, you just go there. This is the e-copy containing all the design pattern. You see so many stuff here. Okay, this module design pattern means that we actually create a factory or create a template. Okay, for objects, and when you look at it, there is a name here. Okay, so I just add one extra functions. Previously, we don't have the toString function. Now this time I add a toString function so that when I use console.log or alert, you will call toString automatically to print something. And the toString, this time I also use the concept of Coaster. The concept of Coaster not just done by what you hard code inside the function, right? This is something I hard code in the function. It also allows someone pass in a variable. You know, passing in a variable is actually create a local variable, right? So this local variable, someone pass in the value, and actually I can use this value and bind it to the object that I just created. Okay. So at the end, after this, I can use this make counter as a class, just like a class, but with a new keyword. Okay. So every time I produce a new guy, make counter, I give a name here. So these two guys are separate. Okay. Separate means that because I execute this function. Okay. Remember, I have executed this function whenever I call this function, right? once it's executed, it creates a memory for the local or private variable, so that the closure of this bunch of functions, this bunch of functions is the return objects properties. Okay, the returns object properties. All those functions will bind with the environment that you create. I create twice actually. Create twice. Here is once. Here is second time. Okay, so they have separate variables, separate memory, and separate binding. So that's why when I put this alert box here, okay, you will see the alert of this guy will have the name, counter 1. I write here counter 1, and then say the value, and then counter 1 again, say the value, and counter 2. and, here. So you expect 2, 1, 0. Okay, so let's take a look. That was okay. So this is the first time. First time here. First time here. Now it should be 2. Alright, because you call increment twice. And then decrement once, call it 1. And the counter 2 is not affected. Okay, so this is, well, someone really hates using the new, okay, because new seems to be sucks, right? You understand what is the meaning of new? Hey, what happened? You understand what is the meaning of new? New actually is a calling a function and take the function as a template to create memory. Okay, so here is another way. You have a object factory actually. You hard code the way to produce an object and use closure concept, the concept of closure, to bind all the private variable that you need. Okay, and once you bind in all the things, actually you can also bind the parameter that you present. Okay, so this is what we call the module design pattern. Okay, and others I will cover it later. What I want to do now is, something that I prepared last night. Okay, sorry that I don't have enough time to do it. Okay. All right. So I even don't have the time to convert it into PDF. Okay. Yeah, what happened? Microsoft sucks. I shouldn't use PowerPoint. Better. Okay. So we want to try something new. So what is it? It is very common to see this design pattern in most of the software development. We call it singleton. Okay, so you don't need to take a look at any notes yet, okay, because I focus on the code for the JS video. Once I show the link, okay, you can type in the link. Okay, so what is a singleton? Anybody know what a singleton?
Something that something that it is the object instance is unique in the
object instance is unique. Okay. Okay. Anybody? Did you hear what he said? Singleton. Singleton means that in a software instance, execution instance, I should say, that object is guaranteed. So okay, you missed the keyword guaranteed. Guaranteed there is only one instance of that object. Okay. So how many of you have write program in Node.js? What happened? Only 2? I don't believe. What is your V100 project? Huh?
未開波嚟。未開波。
Oh, you didn't take it last year?
慢啦 ，midterm release
Yes.
個名。
Yes. Yeah, someone needs to kick him out. Okay. Yeah. So I know most of you have used Node.js, but actually you should ask one question. What is the question? What is the meaning of require? What is the meaning of require? Huh? What is the meaning of require? Can anyone answer me? No. Just require. The require keyword in Node.js. Yeah, you keep on using it so you don't know. Right? And this is computer science, right? Our coworker also always tell you to do something, but didn't really explain it. Okay? Actually, the require keyword is related to this keyword as well, singleton. It's guaranteed that whenever you call require, writing a Node.js application, although somebody may not have written it, okay, you can treat it as a as an include in C program, okay? Or the require or include in PHP, okay? So it's just like you include something, but you should ask a question. If you have written application of Node.js, you know, JavaScript allows you to create objects. And it's require you to return an object in the library that you create. So what is the meaning? The meaning is I already hosted up in GitHub, okay, last night, okay. You should know that usually my work is very fresh. Usually didn't last for 6 hours, and then I have to teach it. Okay, 9 hours before I put it up. So wait for a moment. How can I escape from that damn PowerPoint? Oh, okay, good. Sucks. Okay, so maybe I present it in this way is better. Okay, so the GitHub is here. So if you're interested to go there, click on CUHK CNCI 440. Okay. Then there are two Node.js programs. Although you may not have written it, but you now know how to read it. Okay. So this is the counter that I have talked about during the time that we talk about Gopher, right? The same counter. The counter, the private variable, the public method, the creation with the bracket. The bracket means I call it, so I create that object. Okay. So after I create that object, if you have written Node.js requires you to do the last thing here is called module.export. That object that you create, then that object will represent your library, right? Okay, if you have written, okay, if you have copied, I don't consider it's written, okay? Copy someone's work or copy someone's library and you don't ask why, okay? This is a very common way to establish an object in Node.js, right? Now, what I'm going to demo is this. What do you think? You never see this, right? You never see someone do this while another one require and require again. Do you know what I'm doing? If you have written Node.js application, you know that you have to set up a JavaScript. Someone requires you to return a function, someone requires to return an object. It doesn't matter, just return something, right? Now my question is, here, I create two counters, so-called counter. The counter is just the same as the pop one. I do the triple equal sign comparison. Obviously, I want to compare whether they are two identical objects or not. Okay, so very important. That means that because I hard code everything inside my counter, right? So using double equal, we always use the same thing because the content are the same. So I use triple equal. Triple equal telling me that whether they are the same. I don't even believe in creating a variable. I do this crazy. Okay? Do the require and immediately do the comparison. What do you think? You never think of it before, right? But you should ask this question. Why? Because some of your application may span across many files, right? Many files, let's say every file you include the same counter. Then you should ask, that counter has been created for how many times? Right? You have 5 files, every file you put in require counter. How many times you have created that object? Okay, and this example tells you one thing. Okay, so where's my terminal? Whoop. Okay, not big enough, huh? Very hard to control. My hands are wet. Okay. So to run it, very simple. Just run demo. Okay, first cat demo. Okay, nope, demo. Then you run the program, right? What do you think? Segmentation fault? No way, segmentation fault. Okay. True. Triple equal. Okay. Triple equal. That means that to test whether the object reference really point to the same object. So what can you gain from this example? Require this keyword is a function that creates singleton. Yeah, they do something so as to guarantee that to save your day, to not creating objects everywhere. Whenever you require one time, you create one object, require another time, you create another object. No, they set up a guarantee that this code will only execute once. How to do it? Yeah, how to do it, okay? Or if you don't understand this JavaScript example, okay, there are more than one example. In Java, seldom we have this kind of thing, okay? Like PHP, okay, the not so good example is PHP, a keyword called require once. How many of you have called this before? Require once, okay? So what is the usage of it? You have multiple files, first of all. Means many files put this require once, so you will only require one time. Yeah. Okay? Kind of. Okay? So this is what I mean singleton. So that's why singleton is actually everywhere, but you didn't aware of it. Okay? Or maybe to you it's none of my business. Okay? This whether it's singleton or not, as long as my program works, then that's good. Okay? Yeah. So you should not stay at the level that whether the program works or not is the important stuff. Okay? You have to ask, hey, how about I include something multiple times? Will I have trouble? Okay? And Node.js gives you the guarantee. Now, how about you are not writing Node.js? You are writing front-end application. Front-end application is not Node.js. Now you want to have such a guarantee. Then you may think of, hey, how to implement singleton? I should say not representation, but the design pattern. Okay. So I want to create a counter based on a singleton definition that this object or this or whatever, this memory only have one piece of memory there. So you will do the following. Maybe I convert into PDF first. This PowerPoint sucks. I mean, I really hate this. Let me convert to PDF first. No! What? Can you see PDF? Export. Microsoft sucks. But where is export? It is recording, okay? Yeah, Microsoft, yeah. Better. Okay, you go away. Wait. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so how to implement it? I copy some of the books. Okay, so design pattern. Usually, when people talk about design pattern, they will first talk about singleton. So this is a very old school example. You want to set up a singleton. That means that guy, okay, should provide an interface for you to query that instance. So I will call it get instance. So as if there is something hidden, I use this purple box, okay, to represent something hidden in the background. So in the background, you will always need to guarantee to create this object once. How to do it? So the code is not difficult. Let me show you the code first. Okay, the code is here. Okay, so the code is kind of long, but you can see the traces of the previous so-called counter example, right? The counter example all around, the private counter, the change by, the decrement, increment, okay? But actually, what is the design of the software? First of all, what we want to do is, as if we create a so-called singleton guy, with an interface called getInstance. You call this for the first time. Then you have to remember that, hey, inside this object or this guy, you didn't create that memory, so you will create that memory and return that memory to the caller. If the getInstance interface get called for the second time, okay, then you don't go through the creation, but immediately return to the caller. Okay? So in order to implement it, the implementation is not that hard. But again, using the concept of construct. So what is this? So the concept of construct happened again. We set up a function called singleton and immediately execute it so that I can secure the memory that I create for me. So what is the memory create for me? I need to have a private variable. So that's why I said that this private variable concept is very important. We create a private variable for instance, or you call it private, no problem. Okay. So the instance originally is nothing, so I set it into the null, or you set it to false, whatever. Okay, just to represent that it doesn't exist. Then if someone called getInstance, I will check whether it's null or not. Okay, so remember, whenever you check with null, make sure you use triple equal. Okay, yeah, or you will have a nightmare. Then if that's the case, it is the first time that you call it, I create a memory. Using the init. Okay, init I create as a member of the culture. Okay, the entire stuff is the culture. The member of culture, including the creation of the counter, and then return. So if it is the second time you call it, then the instance as a part of a private variable, will keep the instance that created previously, and because this is private, no one can touch it through any public interface. No one can go through, let's say, singleton.instance equal to null. You cannot do it. Just like what we have shown previously using the example for counter. So this is actually the application of the private variable design pattern. Okay, and make it become a singleton implementation. Or maybe you don't think that it's useful because as long as you write your program in terms of Node.js, okay, then the singleton is guaranteed. Okay, but if you're writing front-end application, this application design pattern will save your day. Okay, you try to put this code everywhere, okay, but you don't know how to create the objects beautifully, then it is a problem. And in a did you guys copy this link? Okay, I didn't release the notes yet because the notes is not finished. Okay, so it's OOP25, I think something like that. If you want to type it now. Okay, if you don't want to type it, then I switch to my browser. So what I'm going to implement is just what I mentioned in the PowerPoint. Instead, I don't have the init functions. Okay, so I keep all the functions content here. If the instance is now, then I have a bump of all the codes that copy from the counter example. And eventually, singleton.getInstance and create two instances. As if two instances, but actually these two instances point to the same guy. Okay, because it's an object-oriented case here. They are objects, first of all. The return value is an object. So this two, although I return twice, actually is a same instance reference to the same object. Okay? So once I run it, you will see the comparison say true. Okay, they are singleton. Whenever you call so many times, and actually it's just one sky. Okay, so this is required in a Node.js. Okay, it's not require.js. Require.js is another thing. Okay, if you heard of something called require.js. Okay, require.js is another thing, not the require inside Node.js. Okay, don't mix it up. Don't mix it up. Okay. They talk about AMD, okay? If you want to know what's AMD, go there. Not the CPU, okay? All right, so we finished one part, and later we will talk about something more. This guy is the start of another wave of brain damaging stuff, okay? If you want to buy coffee just like him, okay, do it now, okay? This is crazy. Not break, okay? It's far from break. It is the demystifying journey, okay? Once you know what is the class, what is the new, you know that the new is the function, then you will ask a question, hey, can I really establish a class? It seems that no, there's no way for you to really establish a class except the module pattern. And actually, JavaScript is what we call a prototype-based programming language. Now, here comes its origin, why we call it prototype-based. Okay? Let's go with some basic stuff. Okay, so basic stuff start with this. Okay, remember the coordinate example I talked about it. Okay, so you set up a function like this, and you call new and input the two coordinates. Okay, and this is the basics. And do you remember how to add instance method? How to add instance method? Quite simple, right? So I do a copy and paste. And actually, all the stuff are in a PowerPoint. Don't worry, I will release it by the end of this week. Okay. PowerPoint sucks. No indentation. Come on. Okay. So, how would you add instance method? Okay, like I want to add 3 instance method. I want to add the get x, get y, into string. Let's say these 3 methods. Okay. So what would you do? Do you think this is a good solution? Okay. Alert. Okay, maybe not alert. Return. Hi. Okay. Do you think that is a good solution? No? Why?
Because an object 2 doesn't have.
Yes, object 2 don't have, right? So what would you do? You will try to move this into the so-called constructor. Okay, I know printing hi is not good. Okay, let's print hi plus bracket plus this dot x colon this dot y. I hate JavaScript string. Okay.
ES 6有 format string.
This is better. That's better. Okay.
仲喺度。
Where?
West Web
Okay.
Okay.
Don't scare me. Okay. So let's try. Alert object 2. Okay, run. What happened? No segmentation fault. I see there's a bug. Illegal?
Windows 8 in May.
What are function coordinates? Can you see any problem? I cannot see any problem. Can you see any problem?
係咪又係俾換行啊慳咗？
啊？
係咪又係俾換行慳咗？
加 where? Can you see any problem? I cannot see any problem. Okay, don't worry. I always have plan B. Plan B is to copy this. Yeah, I always have preparation. Don't worry. Although the preparation is not good. What happened? This time it's run. Sucks. Okay. So let's say I create a get x, get y, and to string to object 1. Okay. As Zhong has always be a very quick answer that I can only have the first printing the coordinates, the second sucks. Okay, it's print out is it is an object. Okay, so you will suggest maybe I don't like this. Let's move them here. Oh, okay. Wow, the intonation all sucks. Okay. Tidy. Good. Okay, so run it again, Oh no, sorry. This OBJ1 you have to change, This. Okay, let's go. Okay, 1 0, no problem. And then another guy, no problem. Okay? So this is the approach that using the constructor to set up the templates. And actually there is another way. What is that another way? Okay. So let me reload the script up. So the other way is using something called prototype. So what is prototype? Prototype is a Pandora box. Once I open it, there is no way back. Now, go. What is prototype? Prototype, first of all, is a property of a function. Okay? Prototype. Okay? It's a property of a function. So, coordinates is a function, dot prototype. Actually, it exists. And dot get x means that I have the prototype actually is a blueprint. It's a blueprint. You say that, this blueprint, please add a new method called getX. And keep on doing such a change. Coordinates dot prototype. Okay? So, what is the result? What is the result? Now, you have to focus at one point is I create both objects and then I change the blueprint. What do you think? Should I change the new after the prototype? If you don't understand what I said, so be it. No problem. No problem. Yeah, this is the power of prototype. Prototype allows you to add functions to your so-called instance based on this constructor on the fly, change it on the fly, add new methods on the fly. And that means what? That means you can download those methods from elsewhere. Someone sends you the method as a piece of code, no problem, just add it there. Okay, someone sent you I don't know, maybe a JavaScript file, you include it and add all the functions into the blueprint, then your objects will immediately get new power. Okay? So what would you expect that I do the following? Okay? Now, that's why I said this is a Pandora box. Once you seen this, you will find that JavaScript is something that we should not teach. Okay, it's just like a monster. Now, get this idea? I add it on the fly. Okay. Function, I call it constructor. Okay. Nothing. Okay. Empty. Constructor dot prototype dot push equal to array dot prototype dot push. What do you think? What I'm doing? this guy is very annoying. Oh, this guy is very advanced and satisfying. What do you think? What I'm doing? Not the end. What do you think? Undefined or something defined? Undefined or something that is defined? Who think that's undefined? Yeah, if it is a true or false question in examination, it will be very funny. Go! Yeah. Can you see what I've done? I steal function. Stealing. But after you steal it, can it be anything that can be used? Let's try. Okay. Now this is gonna be fun. Really fun. Let's call it Mo, okay? I love it, call it Mo, okay? Mo push teaches not the end. Let me steal one more thing. What do you want? What is the output? I don't know. Yeah, let's try. Wow. Now, who dare to say that you know JavaScript? I don't. I wake up, but I don't. Okay. Really crazy, huh? So that means that when I create a custom object, I can steal whatever things I want. Okay. This is based on the fact that object can be treated as an array, right? You can use array notation for an object. Okay, so that I can steal methods from array. Okay, so you can steal the push, steal the pop. After I steal the push and the pop, actually, you should see something more interesting. That I should have the length created if I steal push and pop. Yeah, length is 2. Okay, even though you see this, the constructor is empty, but because I call push and pop push method, the push method from an array will create length for me. Okay, this is prototype. This is prototyping language. Prototyping language has a power that give your constructor a blueprint, or you extend an empty constructor, okay, extend it, and steal some other people's code as well. Some people already write you the push and the pop, okay? You don't need to rewrite it anymore. Like what I do here, and I steal the join, okay? Last example. This example, after you see this example, don't fold anything to me, okay? Don't fold or water your can, something like that, okay? Let me ask you. What is the first output?
Object.
Yeah, constructor. What is the second output? First output, what is that? Function. Second? Object. Let's try. Function. Object. Okay, don't worry. Huh? It is something normal. So this example tell you one thing. That guy is an object. How about I really assign an object to replace prototype? What will it be? What would it be? I call it Mo. Okay. Mo's name is Mo Wong. Okay. His maybe I don't use double quote. Okay. His age is 18. Yeah. As you can see here, 18. Okay, and there is a toString method. Okay, function. Let's create a string like this dot name is at his this dot age. Yeah. Sorry. Okay. No problem, huh? So you should see something like this, okay? Mo Wong is at his 18, okay? Yeah, so present tense. So 18 is present tense. Okay. Let's create a guy called Matthew. Okay? So this should be create an empty object, right? So let's do an alert Matthew, okay? Next time I just stand here, don't worry. Okay, so then you see Matthew is an object, nothing more. What do you think?
As expressed, my goal is that is 18.
What can you say about what I have done? Or except crazy? Okay. What can you say what I have done? I actually use an object as a blueprint to modify the behavior of a well-established function prototype. Okay, the function prototype originally is established. I replace it with a template that I create. I love to create such an object. Okay, of course I can set more things like set name, okay, function name, and then this dot name equal to name, okay. Then how about Matthew dot set name equal to Stanley? Okay. You understand what I've done? I add a new method. The method is created because I copy the blueprint. And then run. Okay, now becomes standing. And this is not just saying that I do something which is work. Actually, it's telling you that the prototype is actually the template and is used at runtime. Okay? You can say that, okay, I create a basic object, okay, and the basic object I can duplicate it by what? Not by assign statement. Okay? You know, object cannot be duplicated in a deep manner. But you use the constructor like this, set the prototype using the mode object, and actually you are doing duplication based on every new call. Yeah, this is how we duplicate JavaScript object. Okay, don't worry, every examples as shown here is in here. Okay, so the subject is writable field and the borrow methods. Okay, the borrow methods example doesn't end here, but I want to have a stop. I know that you guys have a lot of puzzle in your mind, or you start to think that we are actually in wrong class. Okay, it's become a programming language class. Okay, but yeah, the JavaScript is something that you have to try every things that people use. Okay, the borrowing methods is actually a very famous tricks that everybody use. This is a kind of famous because you can build an object, test it out, and then use it as a blueprint to create other objects. Okay, so this is just a test and trial and error process. Okay, so I think I have to put a stop here.